saggy. Hi Jay, this is Margaret. I'm a little stuffy today, but I'm at my parents' house and I wanted to finally, okay, I wanted to finally offer some thoughts on why one might post a paper online. I think this is really important, and it's something that I've given a huge amount of thought to over the last several years because I've been posting a lot of my own conference presentations, particularly on my website. Um, it's okay, Mom. My mom was just closing the front door incredibly silently because we're like in production. Um, when I first started posting conference presentations on my website, I was really apprehensive about it because I honestly thought people were going to steal my work. What I found to be true, kind of to my surprise, was the opposite. I found that people were much more likely to cite my work because they had it available and they could see exactly what I had said and they had this sort of concrete place to link to. So instead of being kind of misrepresented, which I found to be more often the case when I just presented my ideas orally and then took off, I found that my people would quote me at more length. You know, they would present my work in more context because they had the context available. And they would typically cite me by linking back to my website. That created a new set of challenges for me because I had to be clear with myself about what my website is supposed to be. If it really is going to be an archive for my work, then I had to figure out some way that that work would exist on that site relatively stably so that things wouldn't keep appearing and disappearing. And that project for me is still somewhat in flux. I don't have, you know, a brilliant, beautiful website that's extremely stable and works perfectly. It's a little bit of a work in progress. But the feedback that I get from people who go back there and look at my work and link to it is just invaluable. I find that putting the work up there really creates a kind of conversation of the sort that I would not have at a conference if I were just coming in, delivering the work orally, and leaving. Another reason that I have found it helpful to present my work on my website is that it actually has resulted in invitations to do various things. People can find me more easily. Part of the reason for this is that my own website is on WordPress, which is a very sort of available, searchable kind of website. So when people are Googling for keywords that are close to the work that I do, they do relatively often stumble upon my website. And I can tell that this is happening because WordPress also offers a pretty good set of analytics. So you can tell who's searching for your website and what words they're using when they're searching. Or who's searching for something related to your work and what words they're using. So I find that I get invited to speak places or I get asked to take part in projects because people run across my work that's posted. Another reason that, the reason that I personally started posting stuff on my website was actually just sort of straight up accessibility. I wanted people to have access to copies and I didn't always want to be dragging multiple copies to the conference venue. I didn't always know how many people would be in attendance. I didn't necessarily know that everyone who needed a copy would necessarily have the visual capabilities to be scanning a print copy. You know, I wanted people to potentially be able to mull over the talk for a couple of days and then come back to me with a question. You know, those were the avenues that I wanted to open up when I initially started posting papers. So the additional benefits that came to me, which were that I seemed to be cited more often, cited more accurately, and possibly even became a little better networked, were all bonuses that I actually hadn't anticipated.